Dear children, good morning to all. How are you, ma? Are you fine? I hope that you are doing very well. Now we have social science section. Let us start to study. Okay, ma? Okay, now listen here. Now we will see that the lesson 16. The title of the lesson, we depend on each other. This is civic second lesson. Okay, ma? Clear it, ma? Okay, fine. Now listen here, ma. In the civics first lesson, that is, in the previous lesson, the title of the lesson is People of India. In the previous lesson, we have learned different types of food, festivals, languages, and population. That is diversity of India, and also we have learned unity in diversity. Okay, ma? That is a civics first lesson. So today we will see that civics second lesson, that is the title of the lesson, we depend on each other, that is lesson 16. Okay, ma? Fine. Now listen here. Okay, first of all, which are our most important needs? We are living. What's our most important needs? That is, which are our most important needs? Do you know? What is our basic needs, ma? For living. We are living, sir. What's our basic needs? Basic needs means that is a food and clothes. That is our basic needs. But we need many things. Not for food and clothes only. We need many things. For example, we need food, water, clothes, and a place to stay. These are very, very necessary for us. So, which are our basic needs? That is food, water, clothes, and a place to stay. That is also very important. Place to stay. These are very necessary basic needs for us. This is our basic needs for living. And we also need other things too. For comfortable life, we need other things. That is electricity, transport, roads, schools, hospitals, etc. Okay? So our basic needs means that is a food, water, clothes, and a place to stay. These are our basic needs, necessary needs for us. Okay? And we also need other things too. That we need electricity. Without current means it is very difficult for us in many ways. And transport need. We need public roads, road facilities, hospitals, schools, colleges for children study. These are also our needs. So, we depend on others to help us get them. So, we depend on others. Do you understand, ma? To help to get them. So, everything that we need or use comes to because many people work to provide them to us. Whatever needs, many needs for us, this everything that we need from other people. Okay? Okay, ma. Now listen here. For example, now you need need to eat chapati. How do you get it chapati? Your mother prepare and you. Okay. First of all, the now listen here. Your parents provide you with most things that you need. What are the things you need? That's where parents give most things that you need. But other people also help to give you these things. Okay, now listen here. Your parents provide you with most things that you need, but other people also help to give you these things. For example, if you need one chapati means your parents prepare and give. But where you get it this wheat, this chapati means we need wheat flour. Where we get it the wheat flour? So we buy from the shop. The shopkeeper who sells the wheat flour to make the chapati. The farmer who grows the wheat. So if we prepare chapati means first of all we buy from the shopkeeper shop. Buy from the shop. And how to get the shopkeeper this wheat flour? The farmer who grows the wheat. Do you understand, Ma? The farmers who grows the wheat, and farmers sell their this wheat crops to the wholesalers, and also this shopkeeper buy the wheat flour from wholesalers. So we need chapati means we directly go to the shop and buy the wheat flour and we prepare our own dishes, isn't it, Ma? So only we are people depend on each other. People depend on farmers to grow many different kinds of food. We also depend on others for supplies of things like diesel, utensils or soap. Okay, ma? So people, that most important point is people depend on others. We depend on others. Whatever needs, we depend on others. For example, we prepare one dish means also we go to the shop and buy it. Before that, the farmers who grows the food items, then the shopkeeper who keep it in his shop, we directly go and buy it and use it. So we, for any, in all the matters, we depend on others. People depend on farmers to growing many different kinds of food. We also depend on others. We also need other things. For diesel, we depend on others, utensils or soap. Just as people depend on each other, and countries also depend on each other. Not only people of country. Now listen here. People depend on each other. Likewise, the countries also depend on other countries. Okay, no? Now listen here. India does not have, for example, 2 examples only given. In all the ways, whatever needs, we depend on others, and countries also depend on other countries. People also depend on other peoples. Okay, ma? For example, India does not have much petroleum. Okay, so from the petroleum only we can prepare petrol, diesel and cooking gas, that is gas stove is LPG or made from the petroleum, but we have shortage of petrol. So therefore we buy petroleum from other countries to make our needs, to make these things. So from the petroleum we can manufacture petrol, diesel and cooking gas. These are our needs, basic needs nowadays. So we have India here. India has very shortage of petrol. So we buy petrol from other countries to make these things. Whatever needs we buy from other countries. Like that, most countries do not grow tea. Tea plant grows very well in India because that climate and soil type and get the rainfall. So these teas grows very well in India, but other countries do not grow tea. So here, where a lot of tea is grown, sells its tea to many countries of the world. In India, the lot of tea is grown in which state sells in our tea to many countries of the world. So depending on each other is called interdependence. So we are depending on each other. Whatever needs, people depend on each other for our basic needs also, and also countries also depend on other countries. For example, only petroleum, because in India have very shortage of petrol. From the petroleum only we can manufacture petrol, diesel and LPG gas also. These are nowadays very basic needs. So we buy petrol from other countries. Like that, India has very, other countries do not grow tea, but India has very well growing tea. So we sell tea to other countries of the world. So we depending on each other. This depending on each other, it is called interdependence. Interdependence. Do you understand, ma? What is interdependence? That is depending on each other. We only not dependent to others. So we depend on others and others also depend on us. So this is depending on each other is called interdependence. Okay, ma? Okay, fine. Then now let's see here, ma. Interdependence and cooperation. Okay, both are depending each other. Okay, that is interdependence, and also very important for us, cooperation. For interdependence to work well, people and countries must cooperate with each other. If interdependence is very important, so work well, doing very well. Work is doing in very well. So the people and countries must cooperate with each other. So for interdependence, these people and countries must cooperate with each other. People of the countries, people and country, that is people and government must cooperate with each other. For example, these people work together to bring us some things that we need. For example, farming. From the farm, how some foods come to us. Every day we need rice, wheat, and what are cereals, dals, oils, vegetables, fruits, milk. These are our basic needs, food items, basic our food items. So how some foods come to us? Do you know how these some foods come to us? Very easy to now get it all things. We have money means we easy to buy from the shop. Okay. Okay. But now listen here. How some food come to us? That is, farmers grow the food. That is, for example, wheat, rice, dals, fruits, vegetables, etc. These farmers grow the food. Next, what happened, ma? These farmers sell their crops to wholesalers. Farmers sell this food to wholesalers. Who is wholesaler? A person who buys and sells goods in large quantities. Wholesalers. W-H-O-L-E. Wholesalers. S-A-L-E-R-S. So, who is wholesalers means a person to buy and sell things from the very large quantities also. Wholesaler means a person who buys and sells goods. Goods means things in large quantities. He buys large quantities of food and sells also very large quantities. He is a wholesalers. From the wholesalers, the shopkeeper buy things and keep it his shop. Do you understand more? Now listen here. So, wholesalers means a person who buy and sell things very large quantities. He is the total supplier of in particular area of land. That is a wholesaler. So, now listen here. How some foods come to us. The farmers grow the food, that is wheat, rice, daals, fruit, vegetables, etc. Then the farmers sell their crops to wholesalers. They sell to these wholesalers sell to the shopkeepers. Okay. Then transporters carry the goods. Yes. Now farmers sells the food to wholesalers and wholesalers also buy all the food items. Then next, transporters carry the goods means things, goods from farms to shopkeepers. Okay, the transporters carry the goods from farms to wholesalers and then from wholesalers to shopkeepers. Can you understand, ma? Very easy only, don't confuse it. Now listen here and repeat. Say, the farmers grow the food and the farmers sell their crops to the wholesalers. Wholesalers means that is he buy and sell things in very large quantities. In total area fully food is he keep it his shop. Wholesalers kept all the things and shopkeepers buy from this wholesalers. So in between they use the transport. Transport also need vehicle. Transport means vehicle need the food items from one place to other places. Okay. So then shopkeeper keep it food items in his shop. So we go and buy whatever we need, whether fruit, vegetable, rice, wheat flours, oils, dals, cereals, etc. So now listen here. Here people are interdependent and cooperation also. Interdependence means to work well. People and countries must cooperate with each other. Okay, the people work together and countries also depend on each other countries. Each countries depend on other countries for exchange of food items. Not for food items, whatever needs. Okay, ma? That is interdependence and cooperation. So today we see that we depend on each other. Okay. So which are our basic needs, ma? We need many things. Our basic needs like food, water, clothes and a place to stay are very, very necessary for us. We need other things too, that is like electricity, transport, roads, schools, hospitals, etc. We cannot get these things for our own. Yes, this electricity, that is we get it our own. Not at all possible. Transport, this public road is we get it our own. No, this is a Public property, schools, hospitals, these are the public property. We depend on others to help us to get them. Everything that we need, that is, people work to provide them to us. Okay, so we depend on others for our needs. Okay, ma? Then also we see that people depend on each other and countries also depend on each other. For example, we have learned people depend on farmers to grow many different kinds of food. We also depend on others for supplies of things like diesel, utensils or soap. Okay, this is people depend on each other and countries also depend on each other. Okay, ma'am? So that two example we have learned, that is petroleum. India does not have much petroleum. We have very shortage of petroleum only. So because from the petroleum only we have manufactured petrol, diesel and cooking gas are made. Therefore it has buy petroleum from other countries to make these things. Like that, most countries do not grow tea, so India sells teas to the other countries of the world. So depending on each other is called interdependence. And this interdependence also to work well, people and countries must cooperate. For example, it's for house some food come to us. That is no see that is only example only. The farmers grow the food, that is wheat, rice, dals, fruits, vegetables, sugarcane also. These farmers sell their crops to wholesalers. Do you know what wholesalers means? A person who buy and sells things in large quantities. And transporters carry the goods from farms to wholesalers and from wholesalers to shopkeepers. Okay, transporters means that is in vehicles carry the goods from, first of all it take the food items from the farm to wholesalers and then from wholesalers to shopkeepers. And we also, whatever needs, we go to the shop and buy directly. Shopkeeper also sell us whatever we need, whether fruit, vegetables, rice, etc. So from this lesson, people can understand, people work together, and for interdependence to work well, people and countries must cooperate with each other. Okay, fine, ma. Now listen here. Today I will give the notes. That is history. Last lesson I not give that note, and civics first lesson note also I will give. You please copy it, neatly write and study well. Then any doubt means call me. Okay, fine, ma.